According to Government of India statistics, over 1 lakh people die every year from road accidents. And a lot of people also die as a matter of other medical emergencies like strokes and sudden cardiac arrest. The question is, what needs to be done to help these victims, to save their lives? On today's show, we're going to explore some of the steps that have to be taken to save lives in the case of a medical emergency. We're also going to explore this organization Alert, which is completely dedicated its resources towards achieving this particular thing of saving lives during medical emergencies. I'm your host Swapnesh Sebastian, business consultant and trainer. To know more about me, you can click the link that's available on the description tag. Thank you so much for joining in, and let's explore Alert, the organization, with some of the people who made it really happen. We are driving on East Coast Road, one of the many busy highways in Chennai. And there are so many such highways in India. And this highway is also known for a lot of accidents and a lot of fatal ones as well. We are driving to a particular place which is very important for our show today. We're going to explore this organization called Alert NGO. This office that you see here looks like a villa, can also be a kind of a branch office of, let's say, a multinational company. In fact, the founders of this company were very particular that this company is sustainable, is effective and efficient. So they brought in razor-sharp practices from the corporate world into this company. So let's find out more about this company and about what needs to be done in the case of a medical emergency. We're going to meet some special people today and find out what made them start this company, which is close to 16 years old now and doing well and being very effective.
V.M. Muralidharan, also fondly called as Mike, was a former chairman of Ethiraj College for Women in Chennai. He is the chairman of Alert NGO, and prior to his experience in the education sector, he has global experience in the field of information and technology with some of the top IT companies in the country. The founding trustee, Kala Balasundaram, an IT management professional with over 2 decades of experience. Along with her work experience, she also has a great passion for corporate social responsibility, and she brings with her a great vision to Alert NGO. The co-founder, Rajesh Trivedi, a management consultant with experience in handling business transformations, has worked with several projects across the globe. He is the managing trustee and brings with him the ideas of strategic management to achieve goals.
Just look at this beautiful campus. It has a lot of greenery here, and it really looks fantastic. A great building that's been converted into an office, and a kind of a serene atmosphere here. The kind of peace that we need in the case of a medical emergency, and the kind of confidence that you need to have while helping out a victim. So let's go and explore the office. So as soon as you come in here, you see a couple of very important photographs, a lot of accolades, and over here you see some souvenirs as well. And when we move in here, we have a training facility which has some pictures of first aid. In fact, during the pandemic, Alert has also been providing training through virtual mediums. There's a mannequin here which is used for a demo, one of the many training halls that this company has here, this organization has. And as we move in, we also see another bigger hall here, which is used for discussions, also used for training, some very important photographs and some accolades here as well. You can see the pulse, the cardiogram as well, which is captured and is like the essence of this organization. And this is again the control room. Hi people. Hi. Hi. This is where all the operations of Alert happens from. And you can see here a lot of awards received by Alert across the years. Now let's go upstairs. They've also got some excellent facilities for training upstairs too. Turn your attention to this, you can see some of the photographs as well taken during some of the events conducted by Alert. And this is another fantastic training facility, a room which is used to train people on how to deal with medical emergencies. You can see some photographs here, you can see some mannequins here, there's a screen, there's excellent facility in this place to train people in the in-house capacity. This is another training room of Alert and another couple of volunteers. Hi guys. Hi. Hello. They also have some live demos to be taken by some machines. Can you tell us something about this machine, please? What's special about this particular mannequin?
See, this special mannequin we will use for demo purposes. For example, this is for burning. The first part you can see this one. This is first degree burn. This part is second degree burn and the third one is third degree burn. Then coming to here, you can see there is a needle which has gone inside. This is called incision, we will call it as. In case of any incision happens, what exactly to do or what not to do, we will train the participants and we will give a demo by using this mannequin. This is for incision if happens. Then slowly if you come to this part, this and all amputation we will call. In case of any amputation happened, what exactly we should do, we will train the participants. For the demo purpose only, this special mannequin we are using now in Alert. And coming this one, you can see if you touch this skin, in the sense it is exactly the real skin what exactly we are having, that feel it will give. So that the participants also while using the demo, they will feel how they are attending the real victim in case of any accident or fracture or bleeding is happening. These are all the four main qualities for this. First one is, this is for burning. Then this is for incision, how to handle the incision victim. This coming to this is amputation we will call. These are all the main features.
So as you can see here, this whole setup here could not have been as a result of an accident. Or was it? Let's ask Kalam.
Back in 2004 and 2005, working as an IT management professional and traveling on the OMR, today what is called as the IT highway, we used to see a lot of accidents, going by the company bus. And what was actually very disturbing at that time was not the number of accidents that were happening, but the fact that every time we see an accident site, there will be people around the victim and doing nothing about it. And seeing and traveling by the company bus, and when I see accident out there, and people not doing anything about it. Every time my heart will scream as, why aren't anybody doing anything about it? And it was one of those days, I think it was in 2005, when once again I was witnessing accident, and there were people around and nobody was doing anything about it. And when my heart was saying, why can't they do something? And it was then call it my inner conscience or the guilt or an inner voice. It was an awakening moment for me when I heard a voice within me saying, what are you doing about it? Even you are a bystander not doing anything about it. So that was the moment when I decided that I need to get trained in first aid and not walk away from a victim and letting him or her to suffer. So in 2006 is when Alert was born, and through Alert we decided to take this knowledge of life-saving skill to everybody, because the only principle that was driving us was, in our country there cannot be any life lost because somebody does not know what to do or somebody has inhibitions to go out and help people.
This picture is like the bedrock of this organization. Can you tell us what's the significance of this moment with APJ Abdul Kalam?
So we started Alert in 2006, and down the line in about 8 months time, in 2007 is when we got the most cherished call from none other than the then President Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. So when we went to meet him, he wanted to know what we do at Alert and why we started it and who are the people behind that and all of that. So this is what he said to our team. He said that this particular gap, that is from the time an emergency happens until the professional help comes in. That is, the professional help could be a paramedic, a doctor, a nurse, it could be an ambulance. But until that arrives to the spot, the people, it could be a family member, it could be at workplace, or it could be on the road, they panic and they do not know what is to be done. So he said that this gap, which is not being addressed by anybody, is what Alert is addressing, and he said that we should focus on reaching this to almost everybody in the community. And being a man of numbers, he put a goal, he put a number to it, that is to train one in every family in first aid and emergency care. So since 2007 to date, that has become the stated goal of Alert, that is to train one in every family in first aid and emergency care.
So like we ask in the corporate circles, in terms of numbers, what has Alert achieved so far?
Yeah, so this is a 15-year journey, and in this 15 years journey, we have reached out to about over 150,000 people from across all walks of life. You know, it could be corporate employees, it could be fishermen folk, it could be auto rickshaw drivers, school students, college students, you name it, because emergencies is common for everybody. So 150,000 people have been reached through various programs. The voice network that we have put on board, there are about 600 certified responders who have joined the voice program, who are on the mobile app. So that's what we have achieved in terms of our outreach, hoping that the next 10 years will be exponential.
During these COVID times, we have found that we were evangelizing these programs through both digital and physical forms. That has actually made us more ready in terms of how to scale the model. From the 1.5 lakh volunteers that we have right now, I presume that we will be able to move to 1 crore volunteers by 2025 by using this digital and physical platforms in a combination. So with all your continued support, I'm sure that we will be able to succeed in our mission. Thanks.
When I did my research on Alert the organization, the term that was probably most important and came up very frequently was the Good Samaritan. The term Good Samaritan originally is found in the book of Luke in the Bible. It's a story of a man who's traveling from Jerusalem to Jericho, and on his way he gets beaten up and robbed and left half dead on the road. Many people walk past him without helping him. Even a priest chooses to ignore him. Then comes a Samaritan who has compassion for this man, applies oil on his bruises, bandages his wounds, puts him on his own donkey and takes him to an inn. He pays for the treatment of the man and the stay. He also asks the innkeeper to take care of him. The key thing here is compassion. 3 things that are observed here in the story of the Good Samaritan. 1, awareness of what to do. 2, timely intervention. And 3, compassion to help the victim. When it comes to road safety, the term Good Samaritan takes a completely new dimension. So let's ask Dilip what a Good Samaritan is in the case of a medical emergency.
Okay. When it comes to a medical emergency, you'll see 3 types of people, be it in the road or be it in your home or wherever it is. One set of people where people will be panic, they don't do anything, they'll be spectators. And one type of people, they'll just come and do something wrong for sure, but they want to do something. And third set of people who take selfies and post it in social media. Now, coming to first set of people, they want to do something, okay, but mostly people will do mistakes. They'll give water or they'll lift the victim. You normally see it on the road. When a Good Samaritan comes, he knows what to do and what not to do. So what he will do first is, he will control the crowd, okay. He will tell the crowd what to do and what not to do to keep at distance, and he will do important things like not giving water, how to make the victim sleep, okay, which position they have to sleep, if they have to give CPR, CPR will be given. So he will be judging the situation, he will be seeing the situation, he will be taking a few things and then he will be doing it accordingly. For example, small example, due to sunstroke, if somebody has fallen down, the only thing is they have to keep him sideways. But what most people give is they give water. The moment they give water, there is a very high chance that the person can lose his life, okay. So that is where a Good Samaritan will make the difference between life and death.
My first interaction with Alert, the organization, was his email which said, "Run to save a life, Alertathon." Yes, that's me running Alertathon. Alert uses events like these to promote the idea of a Good Samaritan and uses this as a forum to train people on first aid.
Hi, today we seen about in case of any emergency should be happen, okay, so like fire or any kind of an emergency, trauma incident, anything should be happen. As a common man, how we handle that situation, okay. Imagine this is a situation, okay, suddenly a man is collapsed here, okay, we'll go and approach, okay, before we approach, we need to check the scene is safe or not, okay. So we'll check the scene is safe or not, the person and us, both are safe. Now we go and approach the victim, okay. This is the step number 1, check whether the scene is safe or not, okay. So if now the scene is safe, we'll go and approach, okay. The next step is we need to check the victim is responding or not, okay. How to check a response from the victim? Gently tap the shoulder and shout loud, okay. So like this, sir, sir, or ma'am, okay. So this is a step number 2, okay. If we check the response to the victim give a either response or no response. If the person is respond, it is fine, the person is normal. The person is not responding, okay, what we will do is we need to call ambulance. This is an emergency situation, the person is not responding, we need to immediately call an ambulance, okay. So what we will do is suddenly in a group, sir, you may call an ambulance number 108, okay. We will inform the other person to call an ambulance 108, okay. We call an ambulance, okay, ambulance is on the way. This is a step number 3, we'll call an ambulance, okay. What is next thing is ambulance is on the way. What we do is we'll immediately check the victim's breathing. After the calling an ambulance, we'll do is breathing check, okay. So how will you check a breathing? Go to near the victim and do the head tilt and chin lift and check the victim's rise and fall of the chest, okay. After that, victim is breathing, okay, we'll do the recovery position, okay. So one hand is here, another hand is here, and put him in a recovery position, okay. If the victim is not breathing, we need to do CPR, okay. CPR is for heart need to properly work, so we need to do the CPR, okay. First we need to locate the heart, okay. How to locate the heart is the V portion and 2 inches above and your hardest hand, okay. It's in a and you will to be lock here like this, and you will do the compressions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These are the two common mistakes people will do in case of handling the emergency. Okay, first one is, in case of any emergency, the people will give suddenly the fluid to the victim. Okay, if you give a fluid to victim, it will go to the air pipe, it will go to lungs and it will affect our lungs. Okay, so that in case of emergency, don't give any fluid to victim. And number 2 is, if you suspect any incident or any accident should be happen, in that situation the people may affect a spinal cord injury or anything should be happen, don't move a victim. Okay, so these are the two things you need to be remember in case of emergency. Don't move a trauma victim and don't give any fluid to the
Work, life, and academic commitments have placed a huge value on time. But when it comes to the golden hour, the value of time and timely action is priceless.
Coming to a definition of a golden hour, people have different definitions of golden hour. Golden hour means when an emergency happens, from that second till the professional help like an ambulance comes or doctor comes, so that gap, that few minutes is what is called as golden hour. And it is highly improbable that an ambulance can come within 6 minutes in urban atmosphere like ours. So that is the very reason, in that first 6 minutes or the first few minutes, what a good Samaritan can do to make sure that life is sustained. He will not improve, he will sustain the life so that till the professional help arrives. That is why since that few minutes, it is as important as gold, that few minutes is called as a golden hour, and what a person does will make the difference between life and death when it comes to those few minutes.
I'm sure we know a lot of people who have lost their lives in a medical emergency. In most of those cases, a good Samaritan could have made a significant difference, a ray of hope in the midst of darkness.
Alert cannot achieve its vision on its own. It requires the help of human volunteers. And that's why the third term that we have about the Good Samaritan is probably the most important one. Mere knowledge about knowing what to do does not suffice. A call to compassion is vital. And that's exactly why we need human volunteers helping out to become Good Samaritans. However, when it comes to helping accident victims, there's a fear among a lot of people. The fear of being framed for the accident by the authorities. And this inhibits a lot of people from helping victims during the case of an accident or a medical emergency. Let's check out how Alert addresses this fear in terms of the law as well as in terms of the psyche of helping.
Yeah, there is it is like peeling an onion, right? So the various layers we'll have to peel before we can fully solve this problem. First is to peel the onion, peel the layers of inhibitions in the minds of the individuals. So for which there is a very dedicated segment itself in our programs that addresses the 4 or 5 important clauses in the Good Samaritan Act. Nobody is going to have the time to go read the entire act because it runs into pages. But exactly what are those 4 or 5 things one needs to know, that goes into our training program itself, so that people become aware that in this country these 4 or 5 things, if you know, in the scene of an accident, if you quote these things, then whoever, even if it's the police, they know that okay, here is a guy who knows the law, right? And that's empowerment half enough.
For the benefit of the audience, can you summarize some of the key points of this Good Samaritan Act?
Yeah, certainly, and this is a boon actually. 5-6 years back there was nothing like this, and now that there is a specific act that protects a common man. Some of the very salient aspects of this act is that it clearly states out that the personal identity of the person need not be revealed. So nobody can force you to give an Aadhaar card, nobody can say where is your home and all that stuff. You do not have to reveal your identity. At the same time, it's a complete protection from the police. Okay, when I say from the police, it's like nobody can force you to become a witness to a certain case. Only when you become a witness, then it calls in for a procedural aspects. Then from a treatment viewpoint, like the hospitals cannot ask you to force you to pay the bill for basic stabilization. Treatment is a separate aspect. But then basic stabilization, nobody can force you to pay money. You can go to the hospital, admit a victim, and you can say that you were a helper, bystander, you are a good Samaritan who are passing by the way, and the law clearly allows you to just, your role ends there and you can walk away from there. Like this, there are very clearly stated no criminal and civil liability against you. Like many times we have a fear, right? What if I go into the scene and because of me something goes wrong? The clearly law says that fair amount of training will do good to you when you are a good person, like a good Samaritan. But at the same time, when you go forward and help, you need not worry that because of this, if it goes wrong, the law protects you from any civil or criminal liability that can come because of that. So likewise, there are a series of things that are very beneficial for a lay person like you and I to actually go into a scene and take those actions required for the victim to save his life.
A seamless journey is an essential of an ideal world, and this is probably what we all hope for. In stark contrast, the real world is filled with accidents, mishaps, and other medical emergencies. So, the more first responders we have, the more lives we're likely to save.
Emergency response is not only about life-saving techniques. Many times we would have felt very helpless on seeing an accident victim or somebody who's having a heart ailment, not knowing what to do. Money when lost can be recovered, but a life lost cannot be saved. We lose it forever. In that context, I feel that saving lives is fundamentally an act of humanity. Manidaneyam in Tamil. Showing willingness to help out a victim in a case of emergency without any gender bias, caste, creed, city, village, anywhere we have to save lives, and we would like to really make ourselves completely prepared for that as a society.
Alert is what it is because of its volunteers. The volunteers range from famous bureaucrats, IPS officers, policemen, auto drivers, taxi drivers, film personalities, students, women, men alike. So, if you would like to join the movement and if you would like to contribute, what should you do? What needs to be done? Let's ask Dilip.
Okay, it's going to be pretty easy. The easy way to come into Alert is just visit our website www.alert.ngo, where there is a separate segment called volunteerism. You can be a part of Alert in various processes. For example, you can become a trainer, which is the highest, okay, wherein you can go and train the general public in what you can do and what should be done and what shouldn't be done for saving a life. And if you think training is not your cup of tea, then what you can do is you can either be a part of Alert, like spreading the message, okay, like workshops are happening, or you can be a part of the innovative activities which we do. But for all that, the channel is very simple. Either you can go to our website or follow us in Facebook or Insta, and the address is alert.ngo, alert.ngo. It's very simple. Just send us a message that you want to be a part of Alert, and we will get back to you on the necessary steps on what needs to be done. Okay, we are wholeheartedly waiting for your response so that you can come and join this movement so that we can together save more lives in the long run.
Hi everyone, myself Subiksha and I'm an intern in Alert NGO. We are meant to save each other's life, right? So it's time to join Alert NGO. Volunteer yourself, be an Alertian, get empowered to save.
Chats with Swaps would like to wish Alert the best to achieve its vision, to train at least one person in each family in India on first aid. With that, we come to the end of Intricate Chats 5 with Swaps, How to Save a Life Alert. Thank you so much for joining in, and please don't forget to share your comments and your experiences with Alert. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And until next time when we meet, goodbye. Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Surendra. So join hands with Alert to save a life in an emergency situation.
Hello everyone, my name is Sasha Michael and I'm supporting Alert in this mission to save lives, and I do hope that all of you join as volunteers and support us for this cause.
Hi, I am Divya Bharati. I am an intern in Alert NGO. Let's join together and become a volunteer in Alert NGO. Be an Alertian and save lives.